Welcome to the Decor channel, where we inspire your home decor dreams. If you're looking to transform your space, today we have a fun and exciting topic: mixing the old with the new to achieve that perfect vintage modern farmhouse look. Whether you're just starting or you're looking to refresh your current style, this video will guide you through blending timeless vintage elements with sleek, contemporary designs for that harmonious farmhouse aesthetic. If you love home decor and want more tips, don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Let's dive in. Vintage pieces hold a special charm that instantly adds warmth and character to any room. They tell a story, often carrying the history of previous owners, and can offer a sense of authenticity to your decor. When mixing vintage elements with modern farmhouse touches, remember that imperfections are your friend. These imperfections help bring in that rustic, lived-in feel you crave. Start by selecting key vintage items like old wooden furniture, classic mirrors, or antique light fixtures to form the foundation of your design. When integrating modern and vintage styles, balance is key. The modern farmhouse aesthetic thrives on simplicity and functionality, while vintage pieces add character and charm. A good rule of thumb is to keep the larger pieces of furniture modern, like a sleek sofa or minimalist coffee table, and pair them with vintage accessories like an old-fashioned lamp, framed artwork, or a reclaimed wood side table. This will create a dynamic contrast that doesn't overwhelm the space. One of the best ways to incorporate both modern and vintage aesthetics is by choosing furniture with modern designs but vintage finishes. For example, a sleek, modern chair in a neutral color can be paired with an aged wood frame for that farmhouse vibe. The contrast between clean lines and worn textures creates a visually stunning combination that's both fresh and nostalgic. Accent walls are a fantastic way to mix the old and new styles. Consider using reclaimed wood panels for a rustic farmhouse touch, paired with fresh, modern paint colors to create a striking contrast. The warmth of the wood and the coolness of the modern paint tones will perfectly balance the vintage and contemporary elements in your space. Lighting is essential in creating atmosphere, and mixing vintage fixtures with modern lighting elements can produce a sophisticated and balanced look. Vintage chandeliers or pendant lights with a modern twist will brighten up your space while adding an elegant touch. Try pairing a traditional iron chandelier with sleek modern bulbs or a minimalist light fixture with antique brass accents. Wood plays an essential role in farmhouse decor. But don't be afraid to mix different types of wood finishes. Modern smooth finishes can pair beautifully with the rough textures of reclaimed wood. For example, consider a smooth, sleek wood dining table next to vintage wooden chairs with a distressed look. This mix of textures creates an interesting and inviting contrast. Antique rugs are a great way to add both texture and history to a room. Look for rugs with rich, deep colors or intricate patterns that complement your modern furniture. Placing an antique rug under a modern dining table or sofa instantly creates a visually appealing focal point. The combination of old and new is balanced by the rug's intricate design and aged feel. When it comes to art, mixing modern prints with vintage frames is a winning formula. For instance, a black and white abstract print can look amazing framed in an ornate, vintage wooden frame. The contrast between the old frame and the modern artwork adds an eclectic yet refined touch to your space. The kitchen is a perfect place to blend the old with the new. Consider pairing modern appliances with vintage farmhouse kitchen elements like an apron sink, a rustic wood island, or vintage-inspired kitchenware. The juxtaposition of sleek, contemporary appliances and nostalgic design features will create a functional yet charming kitchen. Industrial elements like exposed metal beams, steel lighting fixtures, and concrete floors are often found in modern farmhouse interiors. You can soften these harder materials by adding vintage wood accents, such as reclaimed wooden shelves or antique cabinets. The combination of industrial rawness with vintage wood creates a unique, inviting atmosphere. Mirrors are an easy way to bring vintage charm into a modern farmhouse setting. Look for mirrors with ornate, antique frames or weathered finishes. Hang them in prominent places like above the mantel or in an entryway to create a focal point in your home. The reflective surface will bounce light around, making your space feel brighter and larger. Fabrics are another great way to mix modern and vintage styles. Consider modern fabrics like velvet, linen, or cotton for your upholstery and pair them with vintage-style furniture frames. A modern velvet chair with a vintage wooden frame adds richness and texture while keeping the space light and fresh. Open shelving is a signature feature in modern farmhouse kitchens, and it can work beautifully with vintage decor as well. Use open shelves to display a mix of modern ceramics alongside antique glassware or vintage cookbooks. The key is to keep the styling neat but layered, mixing items of varying ages and materials to create an organic, curated look. Flooring can set the tone for your entire home. Consider choosing modern wood or tile floors and layer them with vintage rugs for contrast. A rustic, worn rug over a sleek, contemporary floor adds depth and texture, while offering a cozy feel to any room. Farmhouse kitchens are all about practicality, and vintage kitchenware can add a nostalgic feel while still being functional. Incorporate vintage bowls, jars, or utensils into your space. They bring warmth and history to your kitchen, contrasting nicely with more modern appliances or sleek countertops. To truly master the art of mixing the old and new, consider adding some farmhouse artifacts, such as old tools or vintage signs, into your modern space. These small touches serve as conversation starters and give your home that lived-in, authentic charm. Vintage upholstered pieces like armchairs or settees add a touch of luxury to a modern farmhouse room. Pairing a vintage chair with minimalist decor such as a modern coffee table or sleek shelving creates a beautiful contrast and prevents the space from feeling too heavy. Antique furniture can be repurposed for modern use, adding character and function to your home. Consider converting an old wooden dresser into a bathroom vanity or using a vintage cabinet as extra storage in the living room. These functional yet stylish additions will make your space feel unique and personal. Blending rustic farmhouse fixtures with modern finishes can create a stunning juxtaposition. For example, a farmhouse sink with sleek, modern faucets and fixtures creates the perfect mix of rustic and contemporary elements in your home. The entryway is the first place visitors see, so make it a memorable mix of vintage and modern elements. A vintage mirror, paired with a modern console table and sleek lighting, creates a warm and welcoming first impression. For a vintage modern farmhouse bedroom, choose bedding that features vintage patterns but in modern colors. Think floral or plaid vintage patterns paired with neutral modern tones. This mix will create a soft and inviting bedroom that's both nostalgic and fresh. Lastly, personalizing your space with the perfect mix of modern and vintage pieces is key to making it feel truly yours. Mix modern art with vintage furniture, or layer different textures and materials to create a lived-in, curated feel that speaks to your personality. Now that you've learned how to mix the old and new for that perfect vintage modern farmhouse look, it's time to start styling your space. Remember, it's all about balance, layering textures, and blending timeless pieces with fresh designs. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. Happy decorating, and we'll see you next time for more home decor inspiration.